To another game of the Amazon Rumble Week 4
Week 4.
between We Dive You Deep, it's one of our favorite teams.
Yes.
Go Stuberticus.
No caster bias here, though.
Yes. Go Koi.
No caster bias here, though.
And the other team is called So Broke We're Poro.
Go Leech.
No. Oh.
I was
Diamond?
giving some caster bias to both sides.
Diamond. Oh, we have. I wonder if he's gonna try and match the.
It's something we've seen in a lot of the Rumble
we
games
have.
where the diamond players will try and match the lanes.
Right. So that's gonna be interesting. Right. So we're gonna. I think just to make things easier, we're gonna call we dive you deep is easy enough to say. And
Yeah.
the other ones we're probably just gonna call them Poro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Team Poro.
Team Poro.
But looks like everyone's ready for picking bands. We're most likely going to be doing it in the chat, which seems to be the convention for this this tournament. And number one band, Mordekaiser.
Mordekaiser. Yeah.
Not surprised.
Nope.
He can.
Even though today, did he see any play today whatsoever? I kind of feel like
He did see a play
he did. Oh.
by one of your favorite teams.
KT? Oh, did they?
And there was an amazing play with Thresh and
Mordekaiser? Huh.
Yeah. We'll go into it afterwards.
We see the Yasuo.
We see the Yasuo band. So Poro has done their homework.
Yes, they have. I wonder if the next band is going to be... Who was the other guy? Oriana. He played Oriana, right?
Yeah. It doesn't help that he has the Yasuo project icon.
Right.
But
Do you know who his third mid laner was?
I don't remember who he played third. We do see a Darius ban, so that's not going to make it
Nope.
into the game. And
A
a
Jinx
Jinx ban, which is, I think, a good AD carry ban.
It is.
Yeah.
It relieves that pressure of just the rotate, and just like take towers down just one after the other.
Yeah.
Tristana does the same, but
Yeah.
you can pick that away, so...
Yeah. So we'll see if they do
Mm-hmm.
decide to prioritize that AD carry, or if they're going to prioritize...
Tristana's
mid lane.
good. Having that escape, having that tower
She's
bursting.
a very safe champion and just amazing turret killing.
Does a really good amount of... and that's just such a tried and tested strategy. Just like... either like win your bot lane because you just outlaned them and take out the tier 1 and then rotate mid and then take that down.
Yeah.
Or ask your jungler to help you and then rotate mid and take that down.
Right.
Or if you want to be creative, go all the way top and win that one as well.
Right.
I like that strategy for some reason. It makes sense to me. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a macro.
It's
level of play.
really clean rotations.
Yeah. No, I agree. So we are hopefully going to see the first pick coming from We Dive You Deep here.
One does hope so.
It does look like there's a little bit of a stalemate. We'll try and figure out what's going on here.
Oriana.
So we do get the Oriana ban. And
Called it.
good, yeah.
Called it.
So they ban away one of the best AD carries and pick away the other
Right.
AD carry. Good job.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. It's what I do.
And so kind of sets us up for a comp that wants to take turrets.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what Trist does well.
Are we gonna see a Juggertrist comp? A Lulu? No. I would
think we
love
would.
to see one of those world comps being played out by one of these teams.
It would be pretty fun to
Yeah.
see. I don't suspect we're going to have a Protect the Trist comp.
Yeah, I doubt that.
Yeah.
Like I want to see like so Tristana already has its steroid from the bomb going on the tower
Yeah.
and that thing. They need one more tower destroyer or at least somebody who can amp the Tristana.
I mean, we could see a Janna pick for the AD and maybe an Azir in the mid lane.
Yeah.
Because he takes turrets.
I want to see Koei play Azir.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what he has to do. He's been pretty targeted.
Yeah.
2 bans towards him. Not surprised. It's happened in a lot of the games.
He might pull out the Echo.
He did use the Echo.
He did use the Echo.
Turned out well. So we'll see what side of Poro have on up their sleeves. So side of Poro can have a little bit of communication issues. It seems.
I hear that some of the sponsorship deals fell through. I think Razer was supposed to be sponsoring them with like a whole bunch of like new headsets and whatnot, but I think it just fell through at the last moment.
Typical Razer, huh?
Yeah. What are you
Going
going
on
to
with
do?
Logitech.
Or Steel Series, right?
Yeah.
Support the little guys.
Yeah.
Are they the little guys? They're not little.
I don't
are they?
think they're little.
I don't think they're little. Right.
But we do get a Nidalee and a Blitz. So probably, most likely, a Nidalee jungle. And a Blitz support.
Yes. Yes. I do want to quickly call out that Stuberticus did make a horrible joke. He said, "Get a microphone, then all of you can talk at once." In response to the comment from the other team saying they don't have microphones. Shame on you.
Oh.
Shame on you, Tyler.
Unfortunately, he managed to get himself called out on stream.
I'm sorry. That I will not stand for. I do the puns here.
And
Tom Kemp.
So this is something I think we've started to enjoy seeing.
We have. I mean,
at first we weren't sure of what he does,
right?
Because he was very new at
Right.
the start of the tournament. But now we've seen his defensive capabilities, and they're pretty fantastic.
Yep. It is going to be a top lane Nautilus though, unless they're going to run that jungle, which we don't really see.
Yeah,
anymore.
I would expect it to go top.
It's a bit of a wonky pick.
I'm not a fan of it.
Me neither. I feel like it does too less for what you could do with some of the other top laners.
Right, yeah, especially in this meta,
yeah,
where
yeah.
a lot of these top laners are carry top laners. I don't see Nautilus as
Why would they
one of those.
not pick the Darius?
Yeah. Oh, Darius is banned.
That would
Yeah.
explain why they wouldn't pick him.
There is still, you have the Na open. Renekton could be a pick.
Right.
Even Malphite's been a hot pick. And
I want to see more Renekton. Renekton was really impressive last game.
it was fun to see.
That game did
damage.
not go bottoms up because of the Renekton.
No, absolutely not. We'll see what Poro decides to pick after seeing this. And we see this. Okay.
Things are going wonky.
So that's not a Nidalee jungle.
Nope. That is going to be mid Nidalee,
Most likely.
which
After
you
we've seen.
don't.
It's not a very common pick
No, it is not.
anymore.
Not since Ambition was playing back on CJ on the in the mid lane.
Yeah,
He
it's
was legendary for his spear accuracy.
spear throwing. But since her changes, she's not been a mid laner.
No, she's been a
oriented
jungler.
champion. Yeah, definitely a jungle. The Ashe, I like the Ashe. I'm a fan of Ashe. It's a cool pick.
I have never played her.
She's a fun champion. Since it's a rework, it's incredibly fun. And this comp is kind of familiar. The Jace and the Echo.
I like this. I like. I like their comp. There's a good amount of repositioning. There's a good amount of damage, and then there's the Tristana just destroying your towers.
Yeah.
And guess what Jace can do? Jace can make you step away from your tower and not defend it.
Yep. And they have the Echo Stone for the zone.
Dive in, do damage, get your ultimate, get out.
Yeah.
They have siege break. They have really good siege break.
Yeah.
And
No,
siege.
absolutely. And so after seeing those picks, we do see that the Nautilus is going to be going to the jungle.
Right.
So there's a jungle Nautilus, mid Echo, top Jace.
Good point. That's a good call out. Hey, could be the Echo jungle.
Could be Echo jungle, but I don't think I want to see a Nautilus mid.
Well, what do you have against a Nautilus mid? I mean,
what's worse than a Nautilus top is a Nautilus mid.
you clearly haven't seen my Nautilus ADC.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
We do see the Anivia pick coming out.
Nidalee, Blitz, Ashe, Zac, and Anivia.
So that looks like it's going to be a Nidalee top now. So we've shifted her through all.
Yeah, that's going back
positions
to
there.
that's going to what going back to what, late season 4 or early
Yeah.
season 4. What was that? The time when she was building Blade of the Rune King and
I think it was sometime early season 4, mid-season 4, I think.
Mid-season- yeah,
where
yeah.
it spiked.
when Alliance was doing good. I think we had a lot of.
When Alliance is doing good.
Yeah,
That's a long time ago.
that was a long time ago.
Then the Kaboom Nation attacked.
Yep. And then they decided that Elements captured their, personality better.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that did not help them.
No.
We just have proxy bans.
Proxy
yeah.
bans on the side of Poro.
Yeah. To get the hover on the Darius, who was actually banned, so they're not going to lock that in. It's going to be the Jace first to Verticus. He's going to BM one more time. Maybe even more. We'll see. He decides to lock it in.
I'm disappointed that we're not going to see the Azir.
Yeah, I would like to see an Azir. We are going to have the Echo. The Echo seems to be a lot higher priority for the mid laners in this tournament.
Yeah, which I understand. Azir requires so much more coordination to make work.
And
that
he needs to get to that later games.
he
later game
does.
where his
He
damage
does.
starts
He
to
does.
show.
And if you fight before he has 2 soldiers on the field, that fight is not going to be a good one.
Yeah. So, do you have Tom Kench going to be locked in with that Nautilus? Is going to be taking it into the jungle. See how that plays out. I'm interested for this top lane matchup. This Nidalee versus
The Jace.
the Jace.
So Nidalee pounces in. Jace can get distance with the hammer.
Yeah. I feel it's a good answer to the range.
It is. It is.
Jace.
Yeah.
However, they did pick that before the Jace, so it's clearly not in response to that.
Yeah. Even though one of the later picks might have been flexed to make it go top.
Yeah. I do like the CC layering we have from the Anivia and the Ashe.
They have massive CC.
Right, you got the wall, the stun from the Anivia, the slow, and then you have Ashe arrow and slows from Ashe. If
Yeah.
you get in range of these two guys, you're probably not going to get away.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not.
And then you have the Blitz hook to pull them back in if they do.
You know what I wish they had though? I wish they had a Sejuani.
It would be nice to
I
see.
feel like that would be perfect.
Right.
You have the Sejuani ultimate go in. You have the Anivia at this point is layering her frost, her ultimate
Yeah.
on top of that, and just like destroying them.
Yeah.
Ashe arrow comes in, even more CC.
Right.
Um,
No, I think it would go well with their team comp.
and Orianna. Oh my god.
Yeah. But then we wouldn't have the Anivia, so...
Yeah, I suppose that's true. Unless you wanted to play Orianna support. I've done it.
I've seen it. Yeah. As an AD carry, I'm not a fan
What?
of that happening.
What?
I tend to prefer my supports.
You know what I call people like you?
What's that?
Meta purists.
Oh, we are. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I'm a meta purist.
I'm a meta hipster.
Oh, okay. So that's you play like Brand support and Orianna support.
Yeah. I mean, brand support at this point is not even really a meta hipster pick, I think.
You think?
We've been seeing. Wait, did we see that in
We
Worlds?
saw it once in Worlds, yeah.
Oh, right. And I think it didn't go too well.
They lost.
Yeah,
the
they
game,
lost that one, yeah.
That was LGD.
Did you happen to see the game where Tom Kench was played by Gorilla?
I did not see that. No.
You need to watch that game because he
Okay.
picks up the Jinx,
Yeah.
delivers her into the middle of the enemy team, pops her out. The enemy team is like, "What just happened? Why is there the enemy Jinx in like our midst?" and then they just wreck them.
That's-
It's really good. Like
Yeah.
Gorilla is probably the premier Tom Kench player at Worlds right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Tom Kench, very new still, relatively new champion. Like, still, people not fully understanding
Yeah.
how he works. I guess. Let's do
Yeah.
your favorite part.
Vomba
of-
analysis?
Of yeah.
Yeah, we already did the Vomba analysis for
Yeah.
Poro.
Poro. Let's see what the wombo is on the side of We Dive You Deep. We do have the Nautilus ult to knock up. But other than that, I don't think there's not really a lot of wombo.
They don't have a wombo.
Yeah.
They want to be constantly moving across the map,
Yeah.
pushing towers down.
Right.
And
I was going to say, this Jace and this Tristana, great at taking turrets.
right. And having that additional mobility on like the Tankins being able to deliver the Tristana like to the different lanes, so on
Right.
and so forth. If they play it right, they should be able to push like no one's business.
Absolutely.
On the other side, you have what seems like it's a pick comp. It is a pick comp essentially, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say it's also got potential for a great team fight, I think.
And their siege is good.
Yeah.
Because they do have the Anivia to
Right.
But I guess that is the only thing.
One thing to note, if you look at their summoners, we do have 2 exhausts on the side of Poro. Nidalee opting away from Flash, so that does leave her a little vulnerable.
Perhaps to. So is that almost a certain thing then that she's not going to be split pushing? Without Flash,
I think.
Well, I guess Nidalee with the mobility.
Yeah, she's very mobile champ. Still has the teleport, so she could be still setting up for a split push if.
I kind of feel like Poro might be trying for a bit of a split push because I don't see, unless they're straight up sieging, I don't see what this Nidalee does with the rest of these guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's a valid point because you have the Anivia who's very good at holding back the enemy team. So while they could do a 4-1 push, which could work out nicely. But we'll have to see how they decide to play it.
Not being as strong as she once was. It's a bit concerning as to how that's going to pan out.
Yeah, she was once a little too strong. I'm gonna say the spear.
Well, I think she was perfect.
No.
I mean, my support in Italy was legend.
We do have a diamond Anivia, the prehistoric Nivea.
A diamond Anivia? That's going to be interesting. I want to see how she matches up against Koei. So we do see once again that matchup, the diamond on diamond.
Yep.
Even though he might legit be a mid lane player.
Right. This is gonna be an exciting lane to watch.
It is. Definitely.
It's always good to see 2 skilled players going against each other. Gonna get the champions in there.
We're gonna arrange these as best as we think.
Yeah, and we will make changes if necessary. But looking at the comps, it does seem like
This should be
how it goes down. I would not expect an Anivia top.
Right.
You
never know, man. Sometimes the bird is in fact the word.
We could see a Blitz top with a support in Italy, but I doubt it.
You've not seen me play my Blitzstop, have you? I played Thresh Top once. It was interesting.
Did you build AD?
I did.
Static shift, i.e., just destroys after a flay.
Yeah, I was unfortunately I was matched up against a Renekton.
Oh, it's never the funnest, man.
I killed him once though. He got too close. I hooked him in a tower, flayed him back, and before he knew it, it was over.
And then it went downhill from there.
Yeah, suboptimal after. Yeah.
At least you got that one.
At least we'll always have 7 minutes into the game.
If only the game ended at 7 minutes.
I know. And then they all lived happily ever after.
Alright, so we're gonna have standard level 1s here. Some safety wards. Does look like Poro thinking about diving into this turret. Diving into this jungle, but they decide not to. Just gonna group up, give the illusion that they're in.
Right. Nidalee. Okay, so he's just swinging back up.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, nothing special.
Yeah, it's gonna be standard starts here. Nothing too crazy.
Or maybe there is something crazy going on because that Anivia is far. Are they going to try and steal the blue?
I think they might be trying to get vision. The Nivea does still have a ward.
This is interesting.
So they are gonna get.
There is a blue ping that went down. They might know that.
Neatly gonna get spotted there. Takes a bit of damage from the Jace Q, but they are gonna.
Jace insta wins the lane.
Gonna pull back to their respective lanes and nothing too much
Comes
is
on.
gonna happen. Yeah. We'll see how these lanes play out. I mean, I'm excited for this mid lane. Just to see this Anivia Echo matchup.
Yeah. I don't think we've seen this before. Oh, you know what I want to see? I want to see the Anivia Frostfall onto the location where Echo is going to ult back into.
Oh yeah.
So that he gets stunned right as he goes back?
Right.
Oh my god.
But we see the early damage
Oh my.
from the Echo, and Anivia is so squishy early, and
Oh! Oh!
wow! The damage from the Anivia. The passive is gonna save her there, so
And suddenly the lane is...
very interesting. We thought Anivia was just gonna get bullied there, but gonna take so much damage onto Koei, and he's already popped his flash.
Yeah, he has. That was... He should have known that the egg was
Zach
a possibility.
is coming up for this. He knows the flash is down. We're gonna put down that stun.
Does land the
Slow on
slow and gets away. Koei
So-
had to have known that Anivia's passive would have prevented the
Right.
kill, so kind of interesting that he did decide to go for that.
It was a good job. I liked the gank from the Zac. He knew that the flash was down from the Echo. Echo's pushed up.
Zac gets pinged out. The bot lane of VWD should know that this is something that's happening.
Yeah, they are still gonna. They're pretty safe right now.
They are.
It's a safe lane, Trist and Tom Kench. Meanwhile, Zac's just gonna take the jungle away from Nautilus, and he's gonna come up to this bot lane. I don't think he's gonna do too much. He's gonna get spotted by the ward. Puts down the ward himself.
There
and
should
just-
be a ping on the fact that that bush is warded, even though I doubt that the Nautilus is going to be doing a gank anytime soon.
Yeah. Let's see how this top lane is playing out. So right now, this Jace is bullying this Nidalee. Getting a bit of a CS goal lead on Nidalee. Nidalee does have this wave here to clean up though. So. should
Oh,
close
we
out
see
the
what
goal.
Zac
And
is
now
doing once again.
Koei is getting.
Oh, stuns him like a boss and gets out.
Does land the double stun there. So he's gonna stay alive for a little bit longer, but a lot of pressure being exerted
Oh.
onto him. It takes the stun and Anivia
Oh!
gonna get one more hit.
Oh!
Flash first blood goes to Anivia.
Even though
Might
that
trade.
should be an answer
Wow,
kill.
wall comes down. Nautilus forced a flash, so I'd say overall that's definitely a win for Poro. Getting that flash from the jungler and the kill.
Right.
So great job, and we're still seeing fights going down.
Zac's passive is down.
He's forced a flash away, so flash for flash on the junglers.
Tristana taking a lot of damage.
Yes. And that's this Ashe.
It's expected.
Has good range with the volley. Early game can poke with that very well.
She's also making really good use of her hawk shot.
Yeah.
Always keeping an eye on the red quadrant of VW Deep's jungle.
Yeah, and that's another thing that Ashe brings to the table.
Right,
She's got the damage, but she's also got that hawk shot, which is great.
I feel like the Blitz is going to try for fishing this Tristana.
Yeah,
Oh!
doing a lot of damage there. Nautilus coming to
Not sure if he was
dissuade them.
pinged out. He should have been. I think maybe he did just wander into vision, maybe just for a moment.
Yeah. And top lane, not too much gonna go on
Nidalee
there.
catching up in the CS a little bit.
Yeah, just pretty even between these two. Up here. In the mid lane though. Exciting mid lane so
Yep.
far. That's where a lot of the action goes down. I think the mid lane is going to define a lot of what happens here. A lot of damage coming onto the Nivea.
Oh,
The stun
dodges a
does
stun,
miss,
but Ignite does
the
land.
damage from this Nivea is just insane.
Yeah, when Anivia lands her stun, she hurts.
Yes.
Um,
And this might be the first time we're seeing Koei getting a bullied in this
on
lane.
the back, but yeah. And also, what's interesting is that Anivia is running Ignite while...
And wow,
Oh
Anivia's
my
not done yet.
God,
She's gonna pick up
no.
another kill here. Leeched is firing off 2 or 3 in one start.
Yeah, this is probably suboptimal for these guys.
Yeah.
Anivia had 3 kills right now.
Right, and she's gonna roam down. Might even pick up 2 more here. The TP
Yeah,
response
we do have a TP coming
gonna
in.
come down from the Jace.
Oh, Koei goes
Oh,
in.
wow.
Oh,
Unfortunately, the Tristana gonna get picked off by the Ashe. Tom Kench is not long for this world. Nidalee TP is down too, so Koei might be in a bit of trouble here. Does get the kill.
Oh, should be the double.
Onto the Ashe.
Oh, gets the double.
But does end up going down. Gets exhausted for his troubles too. Spartacus might not
I'm
want to
not
be
sure if he wants to be here.
He's pressuring because he knows they have no mana. He's forced to flash away though. Nidalee's gonna chase him. Doesn't have enough mana to throw out a spear, so in the end, it's a win for Poro. You get more kills. A fantastic roam. a great roam from the Anivia to come down. Does force some TPs to come out.
Good move from Koei because he does manage to get 2 kills and at least catch up a little bit on that mid lane, which was tilting really dangerously.
Yeah, it does help him, and you can already see he's noticing that he's in a bit of trouble. He's built the Negatron cloak.
Right, yeah, because he is taking a lot of damage from this Anivia. Anivia, though, not going, obviously, the build not going directly into the damage, going into those...
Anivia wants to scale, she's going for the scaling build, got that catalyst, probably going to build that into a Rod of Ages.
Blitz manages to pull the Scuttler away from Nautilus.
It's like, I will take that.
Thank you.
Just doing what blitzes do.
Right. This Anivia. Oh!
Oh, and wow, they steal the blue away. And that's gonna be no blue for...
No blue for Koei.
Oh, yeah, so...
Unless Nautilus decides not to do the same. No, he is doing this in full vision. They know where he is.
Yeah, and this Anivia is now gonna be able to just pressure this lane.
Yep.
Oh, and Vic jumps in. Koei's gonna put down the stun, gets them both.
Gets them both,
Puts
yeah.
down the slow, and does manage to get out the hook onto the Anivia, but that might not be what you want to do because this Anivia does a lot of damage right now. And yeah,
Leech is just single-handedly like dictating this lane.
right. He's built a 18 CS lead at 9 minutes, so getting this lead on Koei, who's usually one of the pillars of this team.
Destroying the Blitz is in full vision, which he should know because the minion is having a go at him.
And this top lane is slowly going in favor of Jace right now. The CS lead there, but Nidalee does have that kill to make up for it. And Jace is gonna roam to this mid, but Anivia did see him coming.
On the
He's gonna throw out a stun. Not gonna reach. It's not a little bit of slow just to dissuade him. Get out that lane. Meanwhile, on the bot lane, we're seeing a lot of damage coming onto this Ashe. Barely gets out. It's gonna do some damage to the Tom Kench, but the Tom Kench does manage. Oh wow! And we'll see if the Blitz can get this.
The hook is not going back up.
No. So just a 1-for-1 trading ADC for support. So a win for the side of We Die We Do.
Yeah, that was so clutch. The Tristana taking the Ashe out just before the auto attack went off.
Yeah. And Ashe unfortunately did not have summoners. Wow, it's a lot of damage.
That is a significant amount of damage.
Jace.
Zac is nearby. I don't know if they're gonna try and dive, or if they're gonna try and dive Koei.
Yeah, it looks like they might be
Looks
thinking
like
about it, yeah. And there's the slow, he puts down the stun.
Oh!
Zac is gonna jump in, takes a few turret shots.
Flies right by.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they didn't have a minion wave there to pull that dive, so...
Every time it does that in my head, I do, Geronimo! I don't like Zac as a champion.
No?
No.
I feel like he's one of those champions that if you don't know his abilities, gonna hurt you.
Yeah.
Because he's not played often.
Nope.
So when he is played, it's a surprise for a lot of people, right?
Right. Also known as an Azingi.
Yes.
Yeah.
He loves playing that.
Oh yes. Yeah. I felt bad for him when he got kicked. Even though Helios was definitely an upgrade for that team.
Absolutely. I'm gonna see. So if we take a look at this gold lead, right? We have a 2.2k gold lead.
Minutes.
Yeah, for the side of Poro. And we've got a lot of kills in this game so far.
Right.
It's been a bloodbath.
It really has.
And
Blitz
and
trying to position for. Oh my god.
And the
Leech
Anivia-
does
yeah.
not want to stay in his lane.
And Nivea is doing a great job of pushing up the lane and getting deep vision with these roams. Fantastic play from Miss Anivia so far. And just
exceptional play.
really making it. Oh, and wow, the Ash Arrow into the Anivia stun. Tom Kench gonna manage to get out of there. Is forced to flash away though.
If that Blitz hook had landed, that would have been.
Yeah. That's a summoner. Meanwhile, Koei doesn't really get too much out of it because he doesn't get the wave pushing into the turret. So a
Maybe
great
wanting to
roam.
keep it frozen because his CS being. But then I guess there's really no point to that because Anivia just.
Right. It's not good when you have this Anivia early because she's building this
to go into the late game.
into the late game, and if she's doing well early game, well, that's just trouble.
They see this.
Yeah. There's a ward that's gonna spot them there. Also, there's also a ward spotting the jungler of We Dive Deep. So both junglers.
Both of them thinking
spotted
they're
it.
really sneaky, but
Yeah.
knowing that they're not. But we know that they're not.
So Anivia here out of mana, so we might look
misses
to
the cannon.
make a play here.
I feel like he missed the cannon there.
Let's get a slow onto the Anivia. I'm gonna take a bit of damage, but
He's doing a really good job of like trying to stay close to the Anivia so that she has a hard time aiming the crossbow.
yeah. But yeah, when, like this mid lane has been
Tristana
come back to
goes
that.
in super aggressive.
Yeah, Blitz forced to run away, and the hero does come out of Ash to give him a bit of more help. So to win there for the side of We Dive You Deep. Koei though, taking a lot of damage from Miss Nivea, who
I think her passive popped. Wait,
Yeah.
no, that wasn't a passive. Wait, was it? Hang on.
I would imagine that's her passive proc, because she's still low on mana
Yep.
and back there. So
Yep. I think he tried to go in and managed to pop the passive.
oh, this
Again,
Tristana,
you see
very
Tristana going
aggressive
in,
jump
but
forward.
She has managed to claw back some of that early deficit that we did see.
Yeah, we do see like the matchup between these two ADCs is very close here. We do see that lead in the top lane has pretty much stayed the same at this 18, 19 gold CS lead. But this gold lead is also kind of staying stagnant, right? It's sitting under 2k. It's been 2k for a couple minutes now.
Both top laners have TP. There's no vision and dragon, so wait. Never mind.
Yeah, Ash gets.
Everybody knows this is happening.
They might want to contest this, but Koei is there. Nivea
The
unfortunately
good
is not.
zoning from Koei, but
Yeah.
he needs to make sure he does not get isolated.
Zac does jump out. The arrow comes down onto Tom Kench, but it's not exactly who you want to get there. The dragon is still alive, and Nolus is in there. Zac might try going good, but Nolus does manage to get the smite down. A lot of damage onto this Nivea. Nivea needs to be careful now because she doesn't have the passive, but a double kill coming out for the Zac. And meanwhile, Nidalee also picks up a kill. We Dive Deep does trade by getting the Anivia. She did not have the passive.
Meanwhile, Jace does take the top lane tier 1,
Yeah.
choosing not to teleport there.
So a 2 for 3, where
For first dragon.
We Dive Deep also get the first dragon and a top turret. So I think that's a better trade for them. I think.
I'm just not sure about giving this Nidalee kills. The Zac's probably not going to do much with it. He's just going to become a tank.
Right.
But
yeah.
the Nidalee...
Yeah, it's going to be a thing for concern because she's 3-0 now. You already have the Anivia doing a lot of damage. Now you're also going to have this Nidalee
Right.
that you need to worry about.
I do think, however, that even if the Jace had teleported, that would not have changed the outcome of that one too much. Because it was it was kind of scattered. The fight was
Yeah,
like
no, it was very
pretty
all over
scattered,
the place.
Yeah.
Very chaotic team fight there.
Townken got chunked right off the bat.
Yeah. Ash arrow did hit him.
Oh my god.
But yeah, this Anivia is constantly getting the deep vision.
Anivia's presence has just been really good.
Yeah.
Koi gets the blue buff, so he's probably happy.
Yeah. I mean, this game has been about these mid lanes.
Oh yeah,
Mid lanes
definitely.
has been
And they're just like spilling over into the other lanes.
Right. Yeah. And gonna see also Anivia is gonna get her blue buff, so both mid laners happy with their blues. Italy is gonna.
I do wish that we'd seen Nautilus pay a little more attention to this bot line. Especially seeing as how it is a bot lane where they're counting on for the fast pushes.
Right. I think one of the issues is having trouble ganking this lane because they are pushed up a lot.
Right.
They're shoving
that
the
is a good
Blitz
point,
and
yeah,
Ash
because of
into
the
turret. So unless they want to dive, it might not be the good thing. And Anivia's been roaming a lot, so you need to be wary of could it turn into a 4v3.
Right. So then maybe shove the mid lane? But I guess...
I feel like it's really hard to shove against Anivia.
Yeah, no, that is true.
I mean, this
wow,
is-
Zach.
Wow, Zach just jumps in. Anivia's gonna follow up behind.
They both stop. Okay, Zach takes a red buff.
Yep, smites away the red buff. Anivia's not done though. He's gonna slow wall. Oh wow. The anchor toss not gonna get him out of there. And that's gonna be a dead Nautilus. And that's another kill to the Anivia. And they're gonna transition this into
A dive.
Yep.
VW Deep is getting
bot lane
dope.
is not gonna look well here. Arrow hits the Tristana. Goodbye, Triss. Another kill for Anivia. Koi decides to go in, try and salvage what he can. Does get one kill, but meanwhile, Anivia's picked up another kill. Koi goes down.
Really good aggro juggling from
fantastic juggling from Poro.
Yeah, that was a really clean dive.
Yeah, only losing one, getting 3 in return.
Right.
Plus the turret. Jace is gonna try and respond a bit.
Gets a
some
good amount of damage on
Yeah.
the tier 2, but
He's not gonna finish it off though. So. But meanwhile, this could be bad for Vidivey deep.
Oh!
Jace did not want to TP in there. He wants this Anivia, but the passive is up, so she's not even gonna die. And Nautilus is gonna pay for that with his life. Another TP coming in from Koei, but the fight is already over now, and Poro decides to disengage. So
VW Deep needs to stem the bleeding right now, but they need vision. They're vision starved.
Yep, there's
if you have a look at the vision from this is what VW Deep sees.
they
and
really
this
have
is-
no vision.
This is what Poro sees. Which admittedly is not a whole lot better, but
It's definitely a little more though.
right.
And they got that deep vision thanks to Anivia
Right.
getting going roaming into the jungle and getting it. This Anivia has been
And yeah, and you see her constantly buying wards on the way back.
just showing. I mean, you'd expect that from a Diamond player, right?
Yep.
The vision control.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And the roaming.
Yeah, the roaming has just been amazing.
Yeah.
Like making roam plays on a champion like Anivia is especially difficult because of her mobility.
Right. She's a
right?
very slow champion. You can see she's decided to fix that with the mobility boost, though, right?
It's like screw pen.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, yep, she's doing all this damage without pen.
right. It's like if I hit you enough times, you will die.
Yeah.
And her accuracy with the snowballs has just been brilliant.
Right. Yeah.
Really good wall positioning as well.
Yeah. I also want to give credit to the Zac for his
Presence.
yeah. He's been diving these turrets really well.
His presence has been really good.
Yeah.
That dive down bot was surgical. It was really
that was
well.
great to watch.
It really was.
They really just cleaned up.
I haven't
Diving
seen
deep.
dives that good like being played at. Well, once again, I say our elos, but clearly there's an elo difference here.
I mean, Poro telling we dive you deep, we can dive you deep.
Yeah, we can dive you deep and clean.
Yeah. And oh no.
And this
Nautilus
Ash is now
is
on a
just gonna
killing
eat us.
spree.
And that's the thing we talked about, right? This stun from this Anivia and then Ash there to follow up.
Yeah.
Stun is gonna eat a stun. Boy, taking so much damage from this Anivia that
And that's even with an abyssal. That's even with an abyssal.
right. Yeah. And this turret's gonna go down now.
Blitz is gonna try. Koei gets hooked.
That's
and
could be a dead go. Exhaust does come down. They decide not to follow it up with anything. Maybe it's gonna try and get a bit of damage. Wow. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, that is not pleasant.
No. Zach is gonna clear up this wave here, stop the push into their tier 2. And if we just look at this gold lead, it's almost a 7k gold lead for Poro now.
Yeah,
22 minutes into the game.
This is looking. They need to stem the bleeding. They need. I mean, they're doing something with the vision right now, so that's that's a little better. But they need to stay away from the Anivia group.
Right.
But the problem is that Poro knows that, and so they're going to be forming the Anivia group and shoving it into VWD as much as they can.
Poro playing incredibly well.
Oh, they really are. They know that they have that advantage and they're basically doing something with it.
Yeah.
VWD does manage to get a...
I've called the Anivia, but Anivia's gonna get out of there. Doesn't even flash.
Tristana rocket jumps right into the Ash arrow.
Vertica's unfortunately in the middle of the battle there. Koei gonna try and find a kill on the Ash. Not gonna find it though. Meanwhile, while this is happening, Nidley is pushing top. It started out as a 4v5 for Poro, and they are winning this team fight right now. Oh, he's gonna be the last one to go down. Might make it out. Looks like he is gonna make it out, so he's not gonna get the ace. But no, Zach, he
nice
dives in. He flashes away
and decides to back right there.
But look at this top lane. Like, Nidley was free to push that whole time.
And it's the Sheen build. So you have the super fast pushing on the auto attacks. Right there. They get the dragon as well, and this is...
So, we spoke about the damage coming from this Anivia, right?
Yeah.
They didn't even have first dragon.
Right.
Now 6% more damage on this Anivia.
This is one happy Anivia.
Yeah.
I like how she just casually takes the scuttler. But Junker doesn't need it.
And the problem for We Dive Deep is mid lane lost the lane, right? But the other lanes didn't win.
They just held
went
it
even.
Right.
And so that's perfectly fine for
a comp
Poro.
that wants to scale. At
right,
least the Anivia wants to scale.
Right,
yeah.
Ash scaled pretty well.
No, she's not bad at all.
Yeah.
And the other comp, what they really wanted to do was they wanted to, get this Tristana onto the towers and just
wow.
Oh, this
There's
is
the
sad.
exhaust down on the Koei. Just gets 3 man, then
I have to say I'm pretty sad right now.
I'm sad.
I am.
Yep. I mean, we've seen Poro do a fantastic job.
They are really, really playing well.
Yeah. And it looks like Jace might be in a little bit of trouble. Does manage to.
Zach's
Get away
presence
then.
has been...
This Zach pick has been pretty good.
This must be a Zingy.
It's a Zingy's Smurf. And meanwhile, Ash is going to shove up this lane, and looks like they're going to get a tier 2 mid. I don't know what Maul's going to do. He's going to smite, take that down, but...
He needs to be careful that he doesn't
he doesn't want to get hooked and then taken out. Ash going to fire
We have an Anivia split push, because honestly, no one can deal with her right now.
There's no one on the side that we who take her out.
Yeah.
She just does too much damage. You need to send multiple people to deal with this
Right.
Anivia, and if you do that...
At which point this comp...
Right, you have an Ash and it's an arrow. Ash is going to do so much damage there.
We did mention their CC, the CC chain, and they are... Oh my god.
Ash is going to pick up a double kill there. And meanwhile, Anivia pinging for help there. Zach's going to jump in there.
This is a 929 Ash now, by the way.
Yeah, that's something that's crept up on us. We've been focusing so hard on the Anivia. We haven't noticed this Ash.
She's just been standing silently on the back, just hitting away.
And that's what an Ash does, right?
Yep. Oh my
wow.
god, that's from beyond the wall.
There's so much damage coming out, and that's another tier 2 turret picked up. Or the first tier turret,
the first tier 2
for the side of Poro. And
this is looking grim for...
It's a 12k gold lead at 26 minutes into the game.
This is looking really grim for We Dive Deep.
I don't know what We Dive Deep could really do to get back in this game.
I don't know that they need to...
They want to get picks, right? But Poro is playing so well that they stick together and they don't allow those picks.
Right.
And if when they're not together, it's a Nivea on her own, and
You can't fight her.
You can't fight.
You can't
Nivea,
fight her.
Right.
And also, like, their primary strategy, like, not even being the one of getting picks, should have been the one of, like, pushing down towers and getting,
Right.
getting those lanes just surging ahead.
Yeah.
You can't do that if every single surge ahead is being destroyed by their grouping. Their comp relied on a certain level of early to mid-game dominance,
Right.
which they didn't have.
They didn't have that.
And I have to say that a fair bit of that is coming from the Anivia having such an edge.
Right. Nivea got that lead in the early game, and Corey is in trouble. He's gonna have to ult out of there.
Yeah.
Eats the stun from the Nivea, but he get eaten by Tom Kench to safety.
Anivia had that early edge, and Zack sensed that and decided to dedicate like a lot of his time there, taking giving her that full advantage.
And what I like is they transition that into other
They
lanes.
really did. They rotated really well, which is kind of ironic because the comp that should have rotated didn't, and the one that
Yeah. We're seeing these kind of pocket picks, like the Anivia, the Zack, coming out really strong.
Anivia's just flying around the jungle. She's like, this is fun.
no one can deal with this area.
No.
And she's just gonna continue this split push. I mean, we WD have to commit so much to go and stop her that if they do that, they lose so much pressure elsewhere on the map. And just look at the wards from Poro. It's lit up. They can see everything that's happening.
And this is VWD.
Yeah. And that's going to be the second tier 2 turret going down.
This siege is too good. Koei is probably going to get hooked. So he gets popped up.
He's going to
silence.
Take a fair bit of damage. All goes down onto the Zack. Probably not the best target to...
Infernal Journey coming out from Town Kench to bring the Tristana in. They are chasing this.
But I don't think they want to do this. There's the Inhibitor. Forced the flash away though. So that's good. Wall! Oh wow. Well, the team can't respond. But it's not going to go down. The stun does miss. So they decide to back out of that.
Meanwhile...
this Nidalee. Signature move.
This is so annoying. This is the most annoying thing ever.
And this is the thing we highlighted at the beginning.
The
4-1 split push,
the
right?
split.
And then Nidalee's doing just that. And she has the TP, if anything goes wrong, that she goes and teleports in and helps.
And also with the mobility, no one's catching her.
Right.
And
what I like what Poro do is, they saw that team fight wasn't going well. They decide to back out. A lot of teams overcommit.
Right, and then the swing. Right? Yeah.
Poro are not letting that happen.
Nope.
They get an advantage and they're holding onto that advantage.
Which is where the Anivia pick comes in so handy, because you put that wall down and guess what? You're not chasing anymore.
Yep. And at this stage of the game, it's such a huge wall, it covers the whole radius.
I also like the fact that they're still following through on the 4-1 strategy, even though they're so far ahead.
Right, exactly. A lot of teams think, okay, we're so far ahead, let's just
shove mid, right? Or shove like some lane.
If you keep constant pressure, you just keep
you tear them apart. You tear them apart because they don't know what to do.
And it's
Smart
really good
play.
to see.
Smart play from Poro.
Right.
Tristana does get some alone time.
Yeah, a little bit of saving grace for Divey Deep. They do get the tier 2 on top, but Nidalee is here. Ashe not too far behind.
And that should be the end of that push.
Yeah.
11,000.
Right.
Almost 12,000 goal lead.
It's a substantial goal lead at this point of the game. And I think at this point we want to see Poro maybe setting up for that Baron and making the final push. Because I think they're at a stage where they could potentially close this game out. And we dive deep. They need to try and find picks, but it's just so hard.
Yeah,
they need some vision.
They're the ones getting picked.
They have a decent amount of vision in their jungle, where they could see.
This is what they say.
Right, and I mean it's where you want your wards, right? You're this far behind. Get some wards in your jungle.
What are they called? Courtyard wards.
Yeah. But Poro, they're not letting. They're not letting them back in the game. They're just not making mistakes.
This is really, really smart and like really intelligent application of pressure.
Yep. Definitely.
We've seen VWD do this at times.
Yeah.
And now we see
we're seeing what happens when Koei doesn't win his game. If it does get hooked, this is good for WeDive. They get the knockup on her. Nivea
goes
is
out into Nivea.
forced to an egg. Nivea goes down. That's huge for we
This
dive
is
deep.
a really good
Pick him up
fight.
with
Ash on the run.
Might be in trouble there. Forced to flash. Does have that.
Oh, nice flash from Nautilus.
Yeah, but Ash,
That is a dead Ash.
That's a dead Ash. But meanwhile, while this is happening, they're losing. This Nidalee is just constantly split.
Nidalee's is doing her.
Yeah. And so they will lose a
Question
tier 2
is
turn.
how much they get off of this. Timers are still not big enough to allow them a lot more. Nivea with home guards is going to be out.
Yeah. And even with getting 3 targets down, they don't get that much.
This is a good call though.
Yeah.
Transitioning to that tier 2, just
Right.
getting some more gold back in their coffers so that,
So they do get
yeah.
all outer turrets down now, all the tier 2s.
I think they took
Down.
everything they could off of that.
Right. They did cut this gold lead down to 9k, so that was a great catch when they caught
It
the
was,
Nivea
yep.
and took her out. That's the main damage loss. And then they also caught the Ash as
Right.
well.
Beautiful flash on the Nautilus to go past the arrow
Yeah.
that the Ash fired.
Yeah.
The arrow caught on the Tristana, but Nautilus just goes
Right.
straight through.
I would have loved for the Ash to sidestep into the minion so she wouldn't have got hooked by the Nautilus.
Ah, right, yeah.
Unfortunately, did not do that.
Nope.
Does end up paying with her life.
Yeah, gets shut down.
Yeah.
Couple of good shutdowns coming there. So the goal lead now coming down to about 9,000 goal lead, which is still massive.
Right. It's a start in the right direction, but
Right.
there's still a long way to
Yeah,
go.
they need a lot more of that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Poro, we haven't seen them make many
Yeah,
mistakes
we
this
have
game.
not, yeah.
So they'll probably even tighten up even more now.
Mm-hmm.
And try and close this game out.
the mistake though, honestly, the Nivea getting hooked in.
Yeah. Just a little too far forward. Does end up paying for it, but they're in a safe enough spot where mistakes like that can't be
Yeah.
punished too hard. And
We do see like a Baron bait, the positioning for the Baron bait.
yeah, we dive.
Unless-
So we dive deep does have the scuttle.
Mhm.
So they have the vision, but
Yeah, so they can't pull the true side, so they're probably just gonna try and shove in the.
Poro's gonna. They got this open in hip.
Yeah,
they want to
do.
get that
They're
down.
Gonna take that one down, right?
They know they can win a 5v5,
Mhm.
so they're just gonna stick as a 5-man group and push.
Not the ideal inhibitor for Baron, but it'll do.
Right.
Yeah. Any inhibitor
Yeah.
will do. And then they have the Nidalee apply pressure on the bot lane. And
Yeah. And we dive deep are not in the position right now.
They really are, and they're all over the place. We have the
Yeah.
Infernal Journey coming in. Poet
Right.
does put up
Gonna
the
get us-
nice wall to just
Yeah.
keep them on that side. Oh!
Oh, he's gonna eat a bit of damage.
Nautilus, good.
Gonna go in.
This could be another...
Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication. Maybe he went a little too early, but it looks like this is going well. Nidalee forced the Zonias, but Ash doing damage from the back line. Jace is gonna answer with the Nidalee pickup. Blitz gonna take down Tom Kench. Jace gonna pick up the Anivia, so Anivia out of this fight. However, Ash still alive. Going gonna clean up. So far, a 4 for 4. We might see the ace here.
He's like, come back here, flubber.
We do get a nice flash from the Zac, so overall 4 for 4. Good defense from We Dive You Deep.
Exactly. That was a long, drawn-out fight,
Yeah.
but...
And as I said earlier, I think Poro need the Baron, right?
Yeah.
That should be their next objective. Get vision around the Baron.
Right.
And I think maybe they wanted that inhib so they could force pressure on that
They might
on
have...
Baron.
They're trying a little too hard.
Yeah.
I feel once in the mid lane and once again now we see over here, trying a little too hard, getting caught out.
I think they're strong enough to just
Take the Baron?
do
Yeah.
a power push, take this Baron.
Because while they're chunking Baron down, Anivia can offer so much zone into the
Yep.
Baron pit
Right.
that
Yeah.
Nidalee has TP. I would not be surprised if Nidalee actually does go bot lane and start pushing that in and then just TP to join them at Baron if they do decide to do that.
Right. That's another thing I like to
And
maybe
if you do
4-man bait around the Baron. Nidalee goes bot lane.
Yeah.
Put pressure on this the lane that's if they leave her, she gets the
Right.
inhib. If she doesn't, they get Baron.
Right. She does get seen though. She does
Yeah.
get spotted with the Scryer
Sitting on a
and
ward.
she's standing on a ward.
Yeah. Poro just gonna take the third dragon.
Get that movement speed.
It's gonna be helpful for Anivia even more. movement
No
speed.
vision for VW Deep in the Baron pit right now.
Yeah. And Poro, they've set up great vision around there.
They have.
Nautilus gonna go in. He's gonna put a wall down, so gets a little bit of vision. But
Jay's starting to do some damage.
Yeah, Zach, not a lot of health there. He's halfway.
He does have a one meal, but that's about it.
Yeah.
They do reestablish some vision in the pit.
Right. Yeah. Actually, do aggro the Baron.
Yeah.
So takes a bit of unnecessary damage there. But yeah, Poro gonna push down here. Oh wow! That was beautiful. The hook into the Ash ult.
It was, but they did waste a bunch of ultimates on the Kench.
Yeah. It's not the priority target you want, but everyone is backing it.
That was the shortest Zac jump I've ever seen.
And what that allowed them to do is get this turret. They should take it down, and yeah, turret goes down.
Tristana gets
Tristana gets hooked. Nivea gonna get egg form. It's gonna be saved. Koi's not gonna be able to finish that off.
Koi does manage to.
Wow!
This is a good.
Koi does manage to get the kill, and that's gonna be
an ace.
Yep, it's gonna be an ace once they clean up this stack. So Jace.
Jace doing a lot of damage, and Koi managing to land his ultimate on top of that clumped up group.
Yeah, and look at this. Koi's gonna teleport top, and Jace is gonna teleport top. They are gonna push for this inhib.
They do have a fair bit of time on them coming up. This is an inhibitor.
25 seconds with the lowest, so this
really
could be a Nexus turret. We'll see if how bold they want to be. There are 15 seconds.
Oh, don't back away.
They decide the safer play is to back away, but they do get that inhib. So
right, and there's another massive wave in like the bot lane as well.
So now they have pressure in these lanes. They could even pressure Baron now because
they could. Nidalee does have teleport, and they do have vision behind the Baron.
Start the Baron.
Yeah, they're gonna start it.
And I don't think Poro can really respond to this. Zac is still not up, and yeah,
this should be a Baron sneak.
This is a Baron. Well,
Jay's going really low.
Yeah. They are gonna
Ash
get vision
does
of
have
this.
an ultimate.
And Nivea's gonna decide
Here comes the arrow.
Oh.
VWD does end up getting the Baron. Teleport coming in from the Nidalee.
He does decide to go in.
Misses the spear. Nautilus hooks in.
Gets hooked. Walled out. That is gonna be a dead
Nautilus. Tom's not getting away.
Tom Kench, they're gonna decide to leave him. And yeah, they're gonna just try and push this.
I'd say that was worth.
Yeah.
However, now the question is, without the Nautilus, how are they going to fight?
Zac in a bit of trouble. He's got back up though, and Poro's just gonna barge their way in and 5-man push this inhib. Well, no, they're not gonna get the inhib. Oh, does come out of Echo, throws down the stun. Tom Kench gets blocked. That's a huge wall. We are doing a good job. Exhaust does come
Koi
out
just darting in and out with that.
Yeah. And the flash forward from Nivea. Nivea's like, I've had enough.
And Jay's just like...
But puts herself in a very bad spot, so not the greatest bash.
Nope.
I don't think that was worth.
No.
And this
maybe expected once again.
Yeah.
More response from the team, even though that would surprise me. They've been on the same page.
Yeah. Yeah. Ever since about 15 minutes, with 20-15 minutes, they've been making missteps.
Tiny mistakes. Yeah, and they've. Oh no, that was interesting.
Yep.
Shopping, perhaps. Oh no, that is. Oh, there goes the ultimate.
Ashley is gonna get knocked up. Zac's gonna protect the Tom Kench does come in with his ult.
Oh, this could be so good for BWD over here. Asher does come out, stunning them.
Zac does flash out. So he gets away.
There should be one more snipe coming in from the Jays. That is a dead Nidalee.
Yeah.
Oh!
And this is gonna be inhib.
Excellent for BWD.
There's a 55-second death timer on this Nidalee. They decide to just get the inhibitor though and back out.
Unfortunately, the bottom wave was not prepped for that.
Yep.
And so, otherwise they would have been able to... Nivea is here, and Tom is probably dead.
Does flash out. Koi in a bit of trouble there.
Tom
does get eaten.
Swallow. Spits him out.
But there's the jump from the Zac.
So much damage from Koi and the Jace.
Yeah, Jace doing so much damage, but Nivea gonna block him up, but she's now trapped with these 3 people.
Tristana says, did you forget I was here?
Yeah, there's Tristana. Maybe jumped a little too deep there. And we're having so many trades back and forth right now.
Ash wisely decides to step away because Koei could have darted in again and just like taken her out. On the whole, that ends up being a 3-for-2
Yes.
in the favor of VWD.
WD doing a good job of getting back into this game.
Exactly.
Poro making a lot of mistakes here.
Right.
Right now. They need to slow down and play to their strength. Right?
They've been getting caught out.
They're putting their carries on the front line and just getting killed, and then they have no damage. They need to.
And then choosing some weird positions to back without keeping an eye on.
Right, there was a pink in that bush.
Right.
So he knew the ward was there. Still decided to back on it.
Also, kudos on the Nautilus, like just charging up mid lane and cutting off the Ashe's escape route and getting that hook there.
Right.
Yeah, no, both teams playing well.
I'm seeing a fun game of League of Legends.
Yeah, Poro was playing really smart until recently. VWD suddenly waking up and saying that, hey, wait, we know how to do this.
Yeah, they come back from their early game.
By the way, Koei's 11-6-8.
Yeah, slowly he's
He's
come
back
up. Right. We do have the 15-5 Ashe though.
We do.
Full
Which is
build right now.
Scary.
But WD gets their second dragon. And they do scale pretty well into this late game.
But they do, and that that 7,000 or so goal lead at 43 minutes, not crippling.
The gold lead slowly becomes less and less important as the game goes on.
This is a good game.
Yes, absolutely. And we dive deep. They know what they want now. They have the mid inhib down. Top inhib has respawned recently, but they're gonna try and push down this last inhibitor turret.
We do see the slow push being started with Italy in the top lane.
Yeah.
So she's hoping to catch that at some point down the line. But Jace should be moving up there and starting the counter. I like this.
All of a sudden, we're seeing Poro slowly become on the back foot now because they're being pushed into their own base.
And now there's an Italy going like, oh wait, there's a Jace that's charging up at my tower.
Yeah. Good sign from Poro is that they still have decent vision in their jungle. So they're not being shut out completely. And this Jace is gonna want to push up. Wants that inhib again. Italy's probably not gonna let him take that easily.
This is a fight. Start with a hook.
Nearly took a good bit of damage there, but does manage to take down a Jace. Forces a teleport. Teleport is cancelled though from Koei.
Meanwhile,
a hook onto the blitz.
That's the blitz crank.
But Anivia and Ashe doing what they should be doing, staying on the back line.
I don't know about that target selection.
Yeah, a lot of damage there. Koei walking through walls. I don't know how. He is gonna have to run away here though. Oh, and Zach gonna slow him down. Immediately get the jump.
Oh!
And there's the.
That's what we like to call the Koei slam.
Echo burst damage there. And Zach gonna jump out of there. But that was a better fight for Poro.
Poro, it was.
They
used the CC on the Blitzcrank, which I found odd. The hook went on the Blitzcrank, and then the initial burst was on the Blitzcrank.
Yeah. There was a great Anivia wall to block a lot of the. Oh wow, Echo is gonna be in trouble here. That's a dead Echo. Yep. And at this point of the game, we have 70-second death timers. This could even be either be a Baron or they're just gonna go and take those open inhibs.
Right. Yeah, there should be nothing stopping them because just the Tristana's not going to be able to.
Yeah.
Jace is back up though, so.
Yeah, and it is going to be a 4v3. Because
the Italy's still down.
Yeah, but
Koei is down for a long time now.
Yeah, but it is the two main damage dealers of. Oh wow. Yeah, they're gonna have to back up this.
Yeah, Jace is doing work.
Yeah, he's reached. So at this point, the gold lead is really not that meaningful because everyone is hitting their full item builds.
Right. Yep.
So.
Yeah, Jace is stacked up. There's nothing else he can buy.
They decide they might do Baron, and
which is a good call because there's still 18 seconds on the Echo.
Right, and they are destroying it.
Oh
and
my god,
what a
that
great wall! Fantastic. And that's going to be a Baron for Poro, and this is what they should have done 10-15 minutes ago. Right.
And now this is going to be scary for VWD.
Right, because they have 2 open minions down there.
Baroned minions, and this team which has got the siege.
Right. And their inhibitor has respawned, so they don't need to worry about super minions coming down and taking that out.
Right. That is good wave prep also, assuming that that was actually wave prep. That seems like...
We'll assume it was.
Let's assume it is.
Yeah.
This is extremely high level play that we're seeing here.
3 cannons. So...
Oh, if they decide to buff this wave up...
Oh, wow. Yeah, but Jace looks like he's gonna
he's gonna be cutting that down before they get a chance to do that.
Gonna go stop that. And bomb, bomb, bomb.
They should have... That would have been nice if they caught that one and like wrote it in.
Yeah. I like what Anivia decided to buy here. She decided to get a Guardian Angel.
Right.
Notices...
So now she
I've been
has
dying a bit.
2...
as the egg and the Guardian Angel. And it looks like this is probably gonna be... Oh wow, a lot of damage onto the Lily, but Tom Kench, not the guy you want. Zac decides to jump in, starts to ult, and is causing mayhem. Tom Kench does go down, so it's a 4v5 right now. And everyone looking pretty healthy on the side of Poro.
Ashari goes wide, doesn't really hit anyone.
A bit of damage. Zac prepping to go in, but they are going to get this inhibitor there, and they're just going to rotate over to the top lane, also get that inhib.
I guess that's the thing about the Zac ultimate, isn't it? You go in, it's so much disruption.
Yeah. And once they get Ashe on it, well, wow. Nautilus decides to go for the hook. Nautilus not taking too much damage. They left the damage dealers open. And wow, Verticus.
Too far forward while the rest of the team didn't surge.
And Anivia, not too worried. The Zonia's the passive and the Guardian Angel.
Right.
And yeah, that's gonna be the ace once the Zonia's is done.
Anivia puts the ultimate down on top of the Echo coming out of Zonia's.
Yeah.
And
Poro decided, okay, look, we've made a few mistakes.
Yeah.
Let's close this out.
Let's just pull it together.
And that's what we said they should do. Get the Baron and then make it a push.
Right.
And they did that. And it worked out. So, this was an exciting game. It was very close. If you look at the scoreline, you'd think, okay, Poro won pretty handy. But it was a very close game. And props to WeDivD for clawing their way back and clawing that gold lead back down. It was a 13 gold lead at one point, I think.
Yeah, it was.
But again, Poro with a spectacular early game. Stumbled a little in the mid game, but then managed to close it out. So good job to them.
I'm trying to think of what could have been done. The idea that VWD had was solid.
Yep.
We have seen Tristana comps work, and they're a thing that work.
It was a team comp that we've seen them pull out before.
Right.
And it's worked for them.
It has.
The problem was, I think this time, that the Anivia just got ahead of this Echo and managed to snowball her lead into the other lanes. And it caused...
Unintended? Snowball? Sorry.
Freak. I'm Jat. So I don't do this intentionally. But got this lead going to all the other lanes. Right. And the other lanes weren't ahead.
Nope. They were holding even, and some of them were even kind of slipping a little bit.
Right. And one thing we've seen from WeDivD is the kind of a TSMS style where it's solo mid.
Yeah, it's Koei.
Yeah,
it's the Koei show.
So, and when he doesn't get going, we saw what happens.
Right.
We did see them call their way back, but it was a little too late.
In the few circumstances where we have seen Koei get ahead, we do eventually also see that top laner get relevance at some point. We have seen VWD's top laner eventually get relevance, and Jace did. He was doing damage.
Saw a lot of that damage late game.
It was simply too late by the point. The Anivia was too far ahead, and what's also interesting is that there is one Solari, so I guess I can't really comment on that.
We do point out that the Anivia was ahead, but this Ashe.
The Ashe was a silent, she just crept up.
And the Ashe played really well. 19 kills, 5 deaths, which shows she had pretty good positioning in those team fights.
Right.
Managing not to die too often.
Right. No peels, mind you. I mean, no solid peels.
Yeah. So, well played then. Huge props to this Zac. 2 deaths. And he was the one diving into this enemy team and disrupting them.
23 assists.
he was doing work.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you look at the Anivia, 26 assists.
Yeah.
Shows you how much roaming she actually did.
Right.
I don't know. I wish that the Nautilus had tried to make more of a presence mid, trying to.
I just feel like he's not a champ that.
He's not
can make
impressed
a
me.
huge
Nautilus
impact.
does not impress me anymore.
Especially jungle.
Yeah.
I don't like the pick.
Support.
I've never been a fan of it, even top lane.
Right.
Yeah. I just feel it lacks damage. And Hui staying true to what he does and doing a ton of damage. He managed to come back from that early game deficit and really do a lot of work in the mid to late game.
But maybe it's time for VW Deep to come up with a slightly different strategy as well.
Right. We're seeing a lot of the same comps.
Single point of almost single point of failure.
Yeah. Maybe you want to try and give Dr. Didi a bit more of a carrier jungle.
Yeah.
And try and help snowball maybe the bot lane.
Right. We did see that mechanically he was really aggressive with those hooks. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Maybe on an Elise, maybe on somebody that can make more of those moves, right?
Yeah, an Elise, which would have been...
An Elise would have been beautiful.
I think it would have been great to punish this Anivia early game.
Yes, an Anivia without mobility in that kit. I mean, it would have been great. Even in a Mumu.
Yeah.
Wait, we've seen this team play a Mumu before.
I think we have seen the Mumu come out. Yeah. So... I mean, once again, props to Poro.
Yeah, good job to both teams. That was a really enjoyable game.
No, absolutely. A lot of back and forth, a lot of fighting.
Yeah, we're sure there's like a bunch of tiny movements that we missed.
Yeah, I thought I was watching the LPL at one point.
It was really good. The amount of action that was good. Guys, please stay bloodthirsty. That was really good. That's gonna be it for us for now.
Yeah,
there is gonna be another cast tomorrow at 9 o'clock. It's gonna be. Sorry?
Don't miss it.
Yes, please don't miss it. Whoever's here. And right, that's it for us for now. We will see you guys tomorrow.